Good evening. After this very intense day and 3 days, we are very happy to be here to try to synthesize what was discussed. And we will need your help at the end to complete, because it's difficult to be really complete, but we have all the evening after also to debate on this. So as a general conclusion, so George in his so you will do the the synthesis. Thank you. No, as George, in your keynote speak, you are talking about transformative approach, and so I was in the transformative change assessment done by the IBES, so the platform. Intergovernmental platform for biodiversity and ecosystem services, and it has been approved in December 2024 for the summary for policymakers, and we decided to use one of the scheme inside to do the synthesis. So it's online. If the complete report is not online, it will be online, I think, next week or the week after. But the summary for policymakers is online, and you will be able to know that transformative change is urgent, and we have talked about this during the 3 days. Necessary and challenging, but possible. That there are strategies and actions for transformative change. And everyone has a role in this, and we will use one of the scheme coming from the strategies and actions part because it seems that it was very useful. Okay, for going further. So for those who don't know this kind of report, it's 100 or more research from the world who work together to do a synthesis on the subject. So, and there is another IBES report that was approved in December, just before the election in the United States. And it will be very useful also for you, I think, in the future. It's about interlinkages among biodiversity, water, food, and health. And it's a nexus approach. The nexus approach is the understanding of the interlinkages and interdependence. I have all big words today. Between sectors and systems in a holistic manner to develop integrated and adaptive decisions that aim to maximize synergies and minimize trade-offs. So really, this may be contrasted with siloed approaches. And I think that, well, we think that during the Falah Congress, it was something that we tried to do, even if we are in many different matters and in different countries. And so the scheme that we will use, it's this one. It describes the 5 key strategies and associated actions that have complementary and synergistic effects and substantial potential to advance deliberate transformative change for global sustainability. So you have one is conserve and regenerate places of value to nature and people. The second one is drive systemic change in the sectors most responsible for nature's decline, and so for humans' decline. Transform economic systems for nature and equity. Transform governance systems to be integrative, inclusive, accountable, and adaptive. And shift views and values to recognize human-nature interconnectedness. And for these strategies, there were 6 broad approaches that provides unique insights to navigate on transformative change. And there are systemic approach, structural approaches, inner transformation when you change yourself, empowerment. There were a lot of presentation on this. Knowledge co-creation, and science and technology approach. All of these 6 approaches, according to the 7,000 references read by the experts, are useful to help to transform our practice values and to be alive tomorrow.
So in this framework, we try to both sum up and share with you kind of recommendation for action. So for the first aspect, conserve and regenerate places of value to nature and people. During the conference, we have emphasized that there is a need to foster inventory and collection of genetic resources, biochemical and toxicological analysis, as well as family farming local knowledges, to try to mobilize fundings for research in agrobiodiversity and agroecological practices, to promote education to resilient family farming practices by increasing intergenerational and cultural exchanges. There is a need to prevent disconnection to local territories and to be careful and to be aware of very rapid and brutal transition to unhealthy diets and lifestyle. There are many presentations have emphasized these conclusions. There is a need to reinforce the social and cultural values of labor and farming labor and its redistributive role. There is a need for adaptation of legal norms to social and cultural specificities, the last session, and to assert the role of women in family farming practices. Most often, this gender aspect is most often hidden in policies. Then there is a need for concerning systemic change in the sector responsible for nature declines. We have seen that there is a need to embed the economic system as a subsystem of the social sphere, itself a subsystem of the biosphere. So the economic is not the most important thing. There is a need for a shift from outward-looking development strategies to more indigenous and more resilient development strategies to reduce dependencies and vulnerabilities. There is a need to accelerate transition from intensive industrial agriculture and fisheries to more ecological practices. There is a need to promote and to create maybe our own sustainable agri-food system based on short market circuits, networks. Research on healthy transformation of local products. For example, we don't have any presentation on that, but for example, in Polynesia, I have seen some quite innovative initiative. So I think we can do things. Sorry. And we also have some challenging concerning digital tools, because with many presentation of colleagues from the University of Sydney, we have seen that digital tools can represent some opportunities to create and to accompany, to support changes. But there is a need also for education, control, and regulation of ICT's use. There is concerning transformation of economic systems. Many presentation has emphasized that there is a need for stronger regulation of companies' activities, legal regulation, controls, policy measures, tax maybe, and subsidies, to promote sustainable agri-food system on short network, to develop open-air markets for example, in New Caledonia, they are not so numerous. But it could be a good opportunity for supplying raw foods. There is a need to reduce food loss and waste. Maybe a ban, or at least maybe a ban, or at least or a ban of the production of unhealthy food, or at least a ban of the marketing of this unhealthy food. A use of, we have to rethink development indicators instead of the classical GDP. There is a need for increased foreign aid to agriculture, silviculture, and fisheries, with a focus on food crop production, not cash crop production, and diversification. And to foster adaptation to climate change, we have many, with the CLIPSA project, many pathways that are opened. And to promote tangible and intangible heritage, and rethinking the place of food, maybe in tourism policies and strategies. And
so the promotion of family farming practices also goes through the transformation of governance systems to be more integrative, inclusive, accountable, and adaptive. The objective is to engage political and institutional shift to better acknowledge multiple interests of family farming, increase the use of academic research results, like in New Caledonia, where we are carrying out many research projects, but the results are hardly taken into account. It's about promoting inclusive empowerment and active participation of local communities, in particular youth and women. Organize the co-creation of knowledge by integrating academic, local, and indigenous knowledges. And pursue an open access research with the double constraint of open data and respect of privacy of personal data. At least, we also want to stress the need to shift views and values to recognize human-nature interconnectedness, a shift away from this dichotomy that we have in the Western world between nature and culture, re-embedded food with indigenous ontologies, networks of values and ideas in order to slow down the shift from dry wet foods to bodybuilding protective energy foods. Strengthen traditional food to ensure food and traditional security for many households, contrary to cash crops. Adapt physical education teaching in rural areas with poor infrastructures, and promote nature connectedness, particularly among the young people. And lastly, acknowledge and promote healthy dimension of family farming activities. So, of course, this work is highly perfectible. So if you have any comments, suggestions, if you feel like we are really missing something, well, your comments are open. Thank you very much for your attention.